Why did you wait till the end of that?
Because it's still saying it's got 20 seconds to go, and I thought it was going to this one, it just jumps back in.
You should be more instinctive. You should feel your way. Feel the force.
That was a new thing from Ryan Adams.
Ryan Adams, nice fella. Hey, we got Shaun Williamson with us. Shaun, how lovely to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here again.
Thank you for coming in. What a handsome man he is in the flesh. No, on TV you always look a bit squashed. I think I've got the TV on the wrong way showing you come all the time. You look a bit flatter.
It's hair transplant.
Yeah, but have you had the hair transplant?
Yeah.
You've had it. It's a good job, though, isn't it?
It's all right, isn't it? Yeah, getting there.
It's is it still growing? How long?
Well, they slice the back of your head open and take all the healthy hair follicles.
What a lovely start to the day.
There's all those people at home having their breakfast, choking on their grapefruit.
But it's really, you've got a full head of hair. I would consider you a fully headed head. You've got a lot of hair on your head.
I was born at EastEnders.
Yeah, but it was all going. But now look at it. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. All back, mate.
My wife would be delighted because if I start going, as you know, I think I've told you this before, she insists I would have to buy a wig.
Don't have to now. Just have to.
I don't mind. I'd quite happily go shaving because I think I'd look quite good. I think I'd look a bit like Vin Diesel or something. Yeah, maybe.
You're looking good. I like that jumper.
Thank you very much indeed. Shaun Williamson is going to be touring in the West End musical Guys and Dolls. They're taking it on the road. Is it an RSC production? Is that right? Was it RSC?
Donmar Warehouse. It was Michael Grandage at the Donmar Warehouse. And I'd never even seen it. I'd seen the Frank Sinatra film.
Yeah.
I was aware
Which is a great movie, of course, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great musical. I think because it's based on Damon Runyon's original works, you know, the book, what we call the book, the script is good. It is a proper play. Yeah. Whereas a lot of the more modern pop musicals, it's just an excuse to get from one song to another.
You mean like We Will Rock You isn't as good as Guys and Dolls? That's heresy.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah. That opened and closed quite quickly, didn't it? Like one of Rod's weddings. One of Rod's relationships. So you weren't a fan previously necessarily, but you'd only seen the movie, or you saw the movie when you knew you were going to be doing this?
I saw the movie when I knew I was going to be doing it. I'm not really much of a West End Wendy. I don't go to that many shows, right. Which doesn't hurt because then you don't form an opinion.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And I didn't have anything to influence me. But when I was told who played the part, they said, well, it was Sinatra in the film. It's been done by Patrick Swayze and Don Johnson. I did sort of say, have you got the right person?
No, but you know, you're more in keeping with how I think Nathan should be. I think Don Johnson and Swayze were both a little bit too heartthrobbly, really, and I don't mean that in a negative thing.
No,
for you.
sure, because Sky's the man, isn't he? The other man, he's the lady.
He's the smooth operator.
And of course, Bob Hoskins played it in 1982.
Perfect. You see, that's where you want to be. You're in the Hoskins mould, I guess.
Yes, yeah, a bit more.
But it's not a bad thing. Once again, we're not saying that to be negative. And how have you got it all learned? Have you done the full show through yet? Is it all?
Yeah, I've done 2 weeks in Southampton with Nigel Harman, Dirty Den Jr.
Oh, right. So I wonder where Nigel's gone to, because he's sort of gone off the radar a bit now, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he was in the Caretaker in the West End. It was a Pinter play.
That would be it. Oh, well, God, good luck to him there. Have you ever seen one of them?
He was putting lots of pauses into Guys and Dolls. What's going on?
But have you seen a Pinter play? You've been to see one up close?
Yeah, birthday party.
What did you make of that?
Well, I'm glad it wasn't my birthday party. That's what I can say. Yeah.
I went to see one. I couldn't make head nor tail of it. I'm not an unintelligent man.
Very grim. Very grim.
I don't even know what it's meant to be about.
We've got Johnny Wilkes. These 2 weeks. We're in Oxford these 2 weeks.
Right.
By the way, the 3 girls in wardrobe send their love. They all want your babies.
Lovely. Well, now, when did I meet them then?
I don't know. They just...
I met some
Claire, Flower and Jess, they said if you come up, it'll be wall-to-wall flesh next week.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. Hey, I get the feeling they're probably ladies of a certain age, don't they? Because it's not the young ones that are after me anymore, sure, as we said.
No, they are. They're very young and attractive.
Normally it's women of about 30 come up and go, my mum loves you. And I thought, well, hold on, you're no spring chicken.
I get that.
Yeah, well, it's, but at least someone does.
Exactly. So, you've got to be grateful.
But you said you weren't, and you used the phrase West End Wendy. You said you weren't a sort of show person, I guess. But are you enjoying being in the show? Do you like doing the acting on stage live, or would you rather be doing TV?
No, I'd much rather be doing West End musicals. Did I just say that on air? If any TV producers are listening, I don't mind doing that either. But it does marry it all together. I know you've heard this before, but it does marry in the acting, the singing, and the audience, if you've done it right, leave on a high. Yeah. And that's about as good as it gets.
Well, the night I went to see it in the West End, it was when Ewan McGregor was in it. Okay, I can't remember the name of the
Douglas
actor.
Hodge.
Was it? It was Douglas Hodge, yeah, playing Nathan. And the crowd loved it because the songs are so good. There's only one duff song in it. There's one bad song in it, and I think that's to cover a scene change. You know the one I mean?
It's the one by the father of the Salvation
Army. Oh, I love you, I love you, my little chickadee.
More I cannot wish you.
Oh, it's a terrible song. Isn't that a terrible song?
The old Salvation Army.
I love like he makes it up as he goes along. And then you're thinking, give us a hit, and then you know some more coming. Give us, because you do sit down, don't you? I know that's nicely.
I sing 2 songs. I sing a duet called Sue Me.
Sue me, shoot bullets through me.
I love you. And What's the other one?
Another one. Another one later in the music.
Adelaide, ever loving Adelaide is taking a chance on me.
Move over, Elaine Page. We're coming for your show. What a bunch of whoopsies we've turned out to be. But it must be great fun when you're on stage doing that and you've got people singing behind you, you've got a full orchestra working down there in the pit, and the audience know the songs and they're loving it. I can think there can't be a better experience as a performer.
No, it is great, and as you said, you remember when you went to see it, there's a certain scene down in the sewer where they're all playing dice.
Well, that's Luck Be a Lady, of course.
Which ends with Luck Be a Lady, but it starts with this huge, massive dance routine.
Yeah.
And Nathan doesn't have to do it, my character, but I volunteered to do it, because they said, well, there's only one Nathan ever done it before, Alex Ferns, you see. So I said, a bit of EastEnders stuff going on there, so I said,
I thought Alex was a lady, wasn't Alex in ER?
Who is that? Kingston.
Where's Alex Ferns now? Because Alex was the bloke killed by the iron, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Where's he now?
All over the place. He tours.
I think we need to do that. I get the
Where
feeling
are they now?
sometimes
EastEnders
people leave EastEnders and they go to witness protection or something. they shuffle you out of the way, don't they, for a couple of years? We met Alex. He was a lovely bloke, wasn't he? Really liked Alex. He was
nice.
And a very talented performer. So what do? They've had to choreograph a special bit for you that Alex did, or you just feel it when you're
Nathan is choreographed into it, but apparently in the past the Nathans have decided not to do it.
Lazy Nathan.
Well, they were quite old.
Yeah. Oh.
They're all very well preserved. I'm not saying who, you know what I mean.
Swayze. Swayze looked like he was pickled when he came in.
Got that sort of Burt Reynolds thing going on.
I actually thought someone had taken a man and grafted a pickled walnut onto his neck.
He was a bit.
He didn't he? Look like an old walnut.
He did. Whereas Don Johnson looked good.
Oh, Don Johnson. I was meant to call Don Johnson.
Were you? You always say that. You take
but I
people's
forgot
numbers.
what I mean.
Sure, if he asks for your number, don't expect the call.
He did years ago.
When I meet people, I always think, oh, you're really nice, this guy. And then when I go home, I thought, oh, I don't really want to. It's not nothing to do with the person. I just don't want to ever go out. Do you ever want to go out?
Never.
No, you don't want to
Once you get in...
People invite me around, I think, oh, don't invite me around. Now, even when people knock on my door, I think, don't come round.
As if they're Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, seriously, I was in bed with Jenny, the phone rang, we both went, oh.
That is great.
It could have been someone nice. We went, oh.
We used to have so much curiosity in the world, didn't we? And
no
it's all
interest.
gone now.
I'm thinking of boarding up the windows.
Have a tunnel to get
There's only
in.
one way in, kids, is through the chimney, so don't bring friends round. Let's talk some more about performing on stage and life in general after this. I'm imagining that you're not up to date necessarily with all the latest bands, but you have musical favourites, I would have thought.
Yeah, all sorts. ABBA.
Do you like the Guns N' Roses?
Love Guns N' Roses.
Do we have that track?
That's what's ready. That was going to go next.
Oh,
What about that?
well, there you go. This is a great one by the Guns N' Roses. November Rain. Remember this?
Wonderful.
Paul McCartney and his Wings.
Yeah,
Living
great
that track. Earlier on we played, we've been remiss, or rather you have been remiss. You've got very few actual jobs you have to do.
What, I mentioned
Well, at
the
least
songs,
make
am
sure
I?
people know what we're playing.
Shall I go through what we played, if anyone's listening?
Don't do that now, because you know what? When you say it like that, it's like slightly belligerent. It's like you're saying, shall I go through it now then?
Plastic Bird Tron. We didn't mention the New York Dolls.
Yeah, which
second one.
Dance Like a Monkey.
Yeah, Dance
sorry,
Like a
Sean,
Monkey.
we just got to do it.
Bee
Like a
Gees, Staying
Monkey.
Alive.
Bee Gees stand over.
Either Way, The Twang.
Twang.
Let's Get Married, Al Green.
Lovely.
Germ-free adolescent, X-ray specs.
Good
As well
choice.
as someone emailed about that, saying
Yes.
about clean your teeth.
X-ray specs.
Ryan Adams' new single 2.
We did that.
And we did Guns N' Roses' November Rain. That's
No,
what we're up to.
no,
And we've just done
good,
Wings.
good.
And the next track is Country Girl by Primal Scream. In case you want to get your pad out.
That's you being a bit, if you don't see it straight, being a bit arsey.
I'm not being arsey. I'm just.
Yeah, the next track is you.
No, in case we forget to say
People listening have a right to know what you're playing.
Yes.
I myself listen to the radio sometimes. Do you, Sean? When you hear a track, you think, I like that. What are these? And you'll often wait till the end of it, even if you're not, even if you're ready to get out your car or you finish what you're doing and you want to turn off. I want you to hear what it is, and at the end you've got someone go, yeah, that was great, and they don't say what it is.
Or they go straight to an advert.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So
is that my job now then?
Well, no, we've got very little else to do. What else you do there?
Reliable.
Just carry a few records in. Sorry about this. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Sorry about this, Sean.
I'm sorry about that. Shaun Williamson with us is here. He's performing in the touring production of the West End musical Guys and Dolls, one of the greatest musicals ever written. No doubt about it. He plays Nathan Detroit. You've already done a few gigs. You're going to be the next one is at Oxford. Is it? Do you move? Is it like a week in each location?
This tour, it's 2 weeks in each location, which is nice, because in the first week you get the Monday off, so you get an extra day with your family, and then it means you don't have to clear out your digs halfway through, which is a real pain. So
do you have a say over where you stay? I mean, when you say digs, do they just say, look, we found a nice little B&B for you, or do you get given a list of lovely 5-star hotels in the region and you tick one?
Yeah, basically, I always stay in flats. I like hotels, because there's some sort of maid knocking you up at 2 in the afternoon to do your room.
Sounds ideal.
It does actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
You must be mad.
I love coming back to like someone's made your bed.
Little chocolate on the pillow.
Oh.
Eh? You're much better. But, you're at the mercy sometimes. The digs don't say what they do on the tin, but mostly I've been quite lucky. So, it's much more preferable to be in a flat. You go to Tesco's, do your shop.
What's wrong with you? It's
rock and roll.
What do you mean it's not rock and roll? It's horrible. So you're on the road anyway. You're away from your family, all right? Some mornings you're a bit, you're not a young man, Shaun. Some mornings you get, the wind, the old rain, arthritis. Oh, that guy. And then you don't go back. Rather than go back and pick up the phone and go, yeah, will you send me up the lobster through the door? Do you have any of that delightful fresh mayonnaise this chef knocked up for me yesterday? No, instead of that, you're going, we're opening a can of beans and put some toast in. Shaun.
Tin of beer.
Oh, tin of warm ale. Probably quite a flat one that he started at lunchtime but didn't finish and just left it on the cigarette-stained windowsill.
You're getting a picture now of my touring life.
So it's not a high-budget production, I guess. I mean, there's a lot on stage, and I guess you're doing it to make money. So that would come out of your earnings, I guess, otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So it does.
Exactly.
It's right to do it, not necessarily frugally, but economically. And I guess you don't mind, so you don't mind. It's a good thing.
No. As long as you've got a warm bed. And,
okay.
A couple of tinnies.
It is a bit depressing, that. How do you unwind then after if a show's gone particularly well or conversely particularly badly? Right? How do you sort of deal with that?
Normally, just walk back to my flat.
Via Tesco's, 24 hour
DVD. Yeah, because normally
the carrier bag chinking.
Oh, it is. Stop at the offie. 4 tins of wife beater.
Is his hands shaking as he breaks an egg? As he breaks an egg into a glass of milk for sustenance. That'll keep it going.
Bar of chocolate.
Oh.
And watch whatever's on,
Oh.
He's got a telly though, that's quite nice.
You know that list of ambitions out there?
Yeah.
Will you cross off that list touring production of Guys and Dolls, summer 2008? I've changed my mind. Do you hang out with the other cast members much? I mean, is there much of a sort of social scene around it, or do you find that really it's better to, I guess it's a lot of energy used on stage, and you do want to get home and get to bed, but do you party much?
Just back to me flat.
Oh,
no, seriously, no. We can normally find a hostelry that will serve till midnight. Yeah. We normally, check it out and.
I guess you don't really want to be tanking too much, though, because you're doing matinees as well some days, aren't you?
Yeah, matinees, and we're always rehearsing in the next person. So, like, as I said, in Southampton it was Nigel Harman, this 2 weeks it's Jonathan Wilkes, and then we've got Darius for the next 4 weeks.
No, you've got Darius.
Darius, 2 weeks in Liverpool, 2 weeks in Edinburgh.
He's a peculiar fella, Darius, isn't he?
But everyone's got, it was like with Tara Palmer-Tompkinson, when I said I was with her on Fame Academy, everyone's got there's certain names, as soon as you say it to people go, whoa!
There's certain people who we're kind of interested in, they have a certain odd charisma about them, a certain unique take, because Tara Palmer-Tompkinson, who did appear completely A, batty, and B, like she was high on life or something when she was first performing there, but at the same time she was fascinating to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure Darius was the same, and he's a talented man, he's got a nice voice and stuff.
Definitely, yeah, and he's huge as well. He's a really big guy. He's about 6'5", and
is that a prerequisite for the role? You just got a big costume you need for it. Yeah, we'd love to have Ewan McGregor back, but he's too small for the suit we've got. That would be fun though, Darius doing it.
He's lovely. He's a lovely fella, as you say. He's very talented.
When you say working them in, you're rehearsing with them so they get all the cues and they know what's going on stage.
Yeah. So you pretty much come in most days at sort of 2ish and rehearse with the new people that are coming in and out, really. So So as you say, it's wise not to tank it up too much at night. But yeah, we do get there's a good bunch of lads there, and they do work hard and play hard. So it's good.
It must keep you reasonably fit as well, I would have thought.
Well, because I've agreed to do this dance, I dance like a Dalek, but I've worked very hard on this dance, and it's like being a member of a free gym. Because at the end of it, I have to say the first line, and I'm like, I've only got it out twice, but it's a good thing to be a part of.
You know what you should do? You should record it on a little dictaphone. And when it gets to the end of the dance, just whip it out, sit it in your hand, hold it near your mic, and press the button, and everyone think, oh, look at that. Got the resilience of a lion. What's this other thing you're doing? Because I've heard talk of this, because I know someone else was involved in this particular challenge, but there's an ITV show called Tough Gig. Yeah. And I didn't know you were one of the guys, because Frank Skinner, I saw Frank a little while ago, and he was just getting ready to go off and do his stint of it. They've chosen, 5 or 6 different comedians to do different episodes? Is that right?
What it is, just quickly, I was very incredibly lucky because of my involvement with extras. I've got some lovely work out of it. I did Secret Policeman's Ball, which I've never been asked to do before, before extras, and things like the Roy Bremner Show. And Tough Gig came along, and you've got really talented comedians like Darragh O'Brien, Frank Skinner, Paddy Keelty, and They included me in the mix, and we all had to go off and immerse ourselves into a world that was quite foreign to us.
So they sent you off to somewhere where it was a kind of a clique of people, a kind of small group of people with specialist activities, specialist taste.
Well, some of them are. Darragh O'Brien is going to live...
Darragh O'Brien, we should say.
Darragh O'Brien, I'm so sorry.
He doesn't listen, but his wife, who really fancies me, she listens, and she'll get cross.
Darragh O'Brien went to live in a commune... not far from where I live in Canterbury and Kent, with people who believe they are from Lord of the Rings, orcs or something.
Hold it a second. You said who believe they are, which says to me that maybe you don't believe they are, and I think that seems a bit unkind of you.
I'm just glad I didn't get that particular gig.
They're either orcs or they're not. Now, do you believe them to be orcs? Yes.
I'll have to wait and see the programme.
Orcish types.
I was sent off to Paris Fashion. I mean, look at me. You can see the way that I'm attired.
You're solidly built, gentlemen.
I went off to Paris Fashion Week and met all the designers and sat in on the catwalk shows. And then at the end of your experience, you have to write a stand-up comedy gig, and you have to perform it to the people that you've been
for those people
with.
I would imagine of all the audiences, I would have thought a fashion crowd would be one of the toughest audiences.
There were a few of them whose faces didn't crack very much, yeah. Apart
because they can't. Can they?
the odd
They've been
frown.
injected with Botox and, there's not a lot of movement going on there. But even so, I would have thought, because they're kind of not. They're not necessarily known for their humour, are they, fashion people? I mean, I'm sure they have a laugh, but it's normally someone...
Exactly, yeah, they were lovely,
can't get into a size zero. That's what they find funny.
Yeah, I had to be very careful about what I said. I mean, I did sort of tear into them a bit, but...
Did they laugh at?
Yeah, it went down all right. It went down all right. It comes out in June, you'll see, but it was as good as it...
It's hairy.
As good as it could have been, well...
Did you enjoy the fashion world? Did part of you think, things have gone differently? It could have been... There's no reason why.
Do you know what? I loved it. There's a designer called Hussein, right? Hussein Shayamalan or something, and
I can see you really immersed yourself in the fashion world.
No one had ever said it.
Hussein Shazawaz or something.
And I said, "What does he look like?" And they said, "No one knows." So what do you mean no one knows? So he never comes out at the end of the shows. He never does press or anything. So well, someone's got to know. I phoned up his mum. What does he look like? I don't know. So we went to this show, and it was a brilliant show. It was fantastic. And at the end, he came out for the first time ever. And he looked like me. It was wonderful. He looked like he could have been running a kebab shop.
So you could now, you might have a little bit of a career as a Hussein Shashama's double.
A look-alike.
Fashion Week.
But if I had my time all over again, you see, I know what went wrong now. I got a car, I tried to be macho. I'd just get a sewing machine, surround myself with sequins, and I'd be just surrounded by...
Because they've got the beautiful ladies.
That's the idea.
The beautiful ladies there. But did you enjoy being part of Fashion Week?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a very gentle world. They're quite gentle people, but it's quite hectic. You see, when the show's on for that 2 weeks, it's Animal House. But you get, it'd be like being in the ballet world or something. It'd be quite...
Do you watch those shows? You ever seen those shows on TV, Project Catwalk or Project Runway or something that's on at the moment? Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Oh, okay.
You see, I did my homework.
No, you like fashion, you might enjoy it. No, I saw one last week. I'm trying to remember the guy. There was an American designer, and I was cracking him up because he was so camp. It was unbelievable. And he was like the one who went, "It's only fashion, come on!" like that. And I thought, that's a great way of talking. I might start talking like that when people phone up and try and get a bit of Swift from my mobile phones. I don't know! I'm happy with orange!
I met a designer called Charles at Anastas, and he was as camp as a row of pink tents, and I asked him to sew a button onto my jacket because I lost a button. He said, "Pardon?" I said, just put a new button on." I said, "You're a tailor." He went, "No." It looked like I dumped on the floor of his studio.
I love that. You're a tailor.
Yeah.
Shaun can be seen, as we said, he's up and down the country a little bit, but they're in Oxford next for a couple of weeks in what I'm sure will be a brilliant production of Guys and Dolls. I've seen the slightly different cast in it here in the West End. It was fantastic, but you can't go wrong with those tunes, can you?
No, it's great.
Everyone leaves on a high. Shaun, great to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, guys. Really.
Take care. Good luck with the rest of the run.
Thank you.